Good day, everyone, and welcome to FergTV. Today's little video is going to be a little different. It's all about a repair that we had to do to the slide. I say we because I didn't do it alone. I assisted Warren. Warren is a tech and does this for a living. So, if you've been following along, you know that we had trouble with the slide going in and out, and it was skipping teeth. This is a gear pack. This was part of the problem. This was worn. And I don't know if it'll pick up on the camera or not, but that did not completely solve the issue. The video ahead is going to show you exactly how we attacked it and what the end result was. And again, this was only completed with success because of Warren, and that's important to know because I know a lot of things, but I don't know everything. And I do know one thing for sure: when you don't know what you're doing, find somebody that does, and Warren was that guy. So I'm going to let you watch the video, certainly comment. I hope it helps somebody out there. I hope that if you run into this situation, or if you're having that problem now, it gives you a little insight into it. I can't ask for any more than that. If you enjoy the video, think about subscribing. We're trying to push this little channel ahead. Your button pushing finger is important to me. Just give it a little push there, subscribe. I would appreciate it. And if you got anything out of it, don't forget to give it the old up yours. Don't do it for me, do it for YouTube. They love that sort of thing. As a matter of fact, they count them. They have somebody that counts the up yours day and night, night and day. It's their job. If you don't do it, somebody's going to lose their job, and you don't want that. The other factor is, whoever gets the most amount of up yours is going to get some kind of a major award. Now, I don't know what that major award is, but why don't you stick around and find out? If we get enough up yours, you'll know too. All right, thanks, and here's the video. We are finally getting, I say we, because Warren has disappeared. He's the brains of this operation, and he's gone. And Randy's here for moral support.
Yeah. Warren said he was leaving because he was scared it wasn't going to work.
So we're going to take the app here, and we're going to run this thing. Randy's going to run the camera because Randy was running the camera today and doing an excellent job. Okay. So should I do this before Warren gets back? Okay. In we go.
We got to be venturous.
Is the thing on?
Yep. Oh, you know what? It's pulling that one in. All right, I'm gonna go back out. We almost had a catastrophe, Warren. I gotta put that one back out. And then I'm gonna go shut that valve off. I can't run one without the other. All right, now we can go in and just do this side.
Now, what did y'all change under here?
The gear pack.
And what's the gear pack look like?
I'll show you. Yep, I got you. No, you're doing a thorough job. Gear pack is right here. And we saw the other one, actually, Warren. So let me be clear on that. Here's the old one. And Warren looked at it. We took it off, and it's worn. So we think we nailed it, but I'm starting to have doubts because look at where Warren is backed up to. He went down the hill over here.
Well, this thing ain't gonna follow me, huh?
I wouldn't worry about it, Randy.
You got Ricky here to pray over it if you want.
So Ricky, we're gonna want you to bless this machine after we're done. We're repairing it, and then if you could bless what we did, or do you have to know what we did to be able to bless it?
No, well, that man right there prayed just as good as I can.
You could just do an overall blessing, right? Okay.
So what did y'all do?
Change the gear pack. All right, here we go. Randy, I wouldn't worry. I mean, yeah, Randy, I wouldn't worry about it falling on you because I'm over here.
Oh, it's rolling. Is that what it's supposed to do?
Too.
Miracle worker.
Miracle worker.
Somebody's taking credit. I got to tell you, we didn't put it in. We waited until until Ricky got here, and I think that might be the whole thing. But wait a minute, we got to go back out with it. So let's.
See if it comes out.
That.
If it goes under it,
Ah.
Bring it in. Stop. Okay. Come on. Stop. Bring it in just a little bit. Okay, come on. Keep going.
Out.
Out. Stop.
Sound like a chef.
That thing is at its very top. Okay, come on a little bit more.
It's slipping more now than it did before.
It looks like the top's way
It
in.
is really pushing on the top up
Those
here.
things, whenever they
Yeah, and I bent that down before, but it seems to bend it right back up.
Pushing it right up again.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we didn't have the camera running most of the day. There was an awful lot of swearing going on. Not me, but Warren. So here's where we ended up. We're no further ahead now than when we started, and we tried a lot of different things. So we took a short video of this coming out and skipping. And I'm going to make a short video, put it on my YouTube channel, just private, not for everybody, and send the link over to Warren, and then he'll send tomorrow. He's going to talk to Lippert directly, and we're going to try to figure it out. And when we get it figured out, I'm going to let you know in case you run across this. That's it for today. I'm going to call it a day, I believe. We'll catch you tomorrow, I think. I'd say yes, tomorrow. Definitely tomorrow. So let me just tell you, let me bring you up to speed. We have Warren with us back today. I thought he would have quit and run yesterday, but the problem is he's parked right across the street and he can't run away. So tell us what you did. Did you bring that paper over? No.
No, I didn't bring it.
Okay, so go ahead. Tell me what you did to figure out what direction to go here.
So what we found out is that, first of all, because of the skipping, we took a look at the gear assembly that we have in the LCI.
Yep.
And what we found out that the gear assembly had already some deviations in the gear, and so that had to be
Correct.
replaced. So we put the new one in.
Yep.
After looking at it, we looked at the outer sleeve on it, and we noticed that it's bubbled up on that part of it, which when the slide starts coming out, it puts too much pressure and it relieves a gap between the gear.
So
and
I'm going to show them just what you're talking about, so it'll make sense. You're talking right up in this area up here, correct?
you can see where the gear, and you can see where that's where it pushes. When it pushes out, it holds up there, and it presses that out of alignment.
Yep.
And then there's too much of a gap between the gear and also the track, as you see on the bottom down there. That creates a space, and that's where your gear starts slipping when the hydraulic pressure pushes it out.
Because when this bar gets pushed, for lack of a better term, gets pushed up too high over the gear pack, then it's just hitting on the very edge of it, and it just keeps
And you hear the
spinning.
and you hear a loud banging as it comes out until the pressure of the slide resumes downward as it comes out so far. Then it relieves itself back onto that gear pack, and then it goes. But by that time, you're already out. In your case, you're out over 2.5 inches.
Yeah, because every time we hear a click, we've skipped a tooth.
Or more.
Or more.
Correct.
And now that sends the other side out of sync.
Correct.
And so you then have to get it back in and line it back up. So I think that we have a very good plan to go forward. When I say we, I mean Warren. But he's done all the legwork on this. So that's where we're going to go. We're going to go that direction. I'm going to get it jacked up, and we'll go from there.
Okay. Okay, so what I'm going to look at, these are the wear tabs that they have for on the top.
Yep.
On the slide out assemblies, and you can see them up in here, and you can see how on this side it's worn way down, this side it's full, this side is worn way down, and this side is full on that part of it.
Yep.
And what the intent is going to be, if we can't get these out on this one, we'll have to pull the shaft out to knock them out. But we're also going to move this beveled outer sleeve down to where it's supposed to be, because it has it went ahead and it's ballooned up itself.
Yes.
Because of the pressure as such. Notice on the sides we're missing one on this side here.
Yep.
And on the other side we have one intact. That is definitely
Like it's supposed to be.
It is, but yeah, it's really used up. You can see that it's
Yep.
all the way up against the frame on that part of it. So.
Okay, so we're going to try plan A first.
Yeah, I'm going to just see if these, and I don't think I can get, because of the angle of the screwdriver, I don't think I'll be able to get these. I can pop them down, but I can't pop them out. And you can see how thin right now, looking down there, how thin those things are compared to, here's the newest one on there. So there is a size difference that we'll get by.
Well, I'm going to say this. Look at the space that we have to come down. We could bring this down some more. Give you another 1/8 of an inch.
Yeah, so when we put this down, when we tap this thing down in here, we'll definitely have to make sure our spacers give you enough to get
clearance,
to get down there, because this is fully seated on your gear pack right now.
Okay, right now it's right where it needs to be.
Yes, and then as it comes in, it gets shoved up on there. So as long as we can, deviate this space down, we'll be fine on that part.
Let me ask you this: what if we just slid your washers in on these?
You could possibly. Let's see what the size we have. Let me go grab some of those things and find out here.
So this is the sheet that Warren found online, and
yeah, so this is the Lippert. It's a TI. It's TI 376. So if you want to look for the actual the Lippert's website, and if you do a search for that, you should be able to bring that up.
so this is nothing new. This has been run across before.
This has been come across before, correct? And they talk about all your purposes, the safety aspects that you're supposed to have prior to working on it, and then it talks about the detailed individuals of the gear pack as such. Always remember to take a look at that gear pack, the former one. If it's skipping, take a look and make sure that there's no missing teeth, or they're worn down, or they're grooved in the middle. Which
and that's what I was.
You have grooved in the middle on yours, yes. So it was really, when it shifted that 2.5 inches, it took a beating on that gear pack.
Yep, it was wearing the gear a little askew there because it wasn't riding proper.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
good.
But because these are already worn out, I think we'd better
just get them out.
Get them out. Because,
Okay.
Yeah. Because once
So I was going
we
to say,
get
I
them in
could
there,
put the screwdriver
I
under
just
here
want to see
and
if
lift you up.
if that's in there like that. The other one will overreact. So we're gonna have to go with some smaller washers.
Or
they're
if we
about the same size.
Or
as
if we
this.
just cut straight on one side.
We can zoom it down on that. Absolutely true. Yes.
And then you could utilize what you already made.
Yeah, that's fine too. It doesn't matter. It doesn't take much to drill a 5/16 inch hole.
Okay.
Is what you need, and the 5/16 inch hole is so it will fit over. It'll be a snug fit on these areas, and like this one is a little bit too wide that I've cut already in here. It should it should align up directly with that 5/16 inch hole, so there's a direct slide across in there. So there's no, there's no gap. I've got it just a little bit too wide on the outside here.
Okay. Well, whatever you think, you're in control.
Well, I think we'll probably go down there. So in the meantime, let's go ahead and we're gonna, while I go grab some new washers and stuff.
Yep.
Mark this. Do you have a paint stick?
Yep.
Mark that with a paint stick on there. Take these 2 bolts out on here.
Take them right out.
We're gonna go ahead and secure this up.
Yep.
On that part of it, and then we'll take these bolts out here. We'll drop this down.
Drop the gear pack
and
down.
And we're also going to have to do the same for the
So we'll take the outer nut off.
outer nut, and then we'll bring this back.
Yep. I'll put a little mark there too, although we'll probably adjust it when we go in, but at least we'll have a mark on
And
it.
then we'll get all that. Cleaned
Okay,
up.
I know what I got to do.
Okay. And
Yep.
I'll be back.
Okay. Okay, that one's out. So the next thing that I'm going to do, I can't really put my camera to the point where I can show you and do it. I'm going to take this bolt out and the bolt in the back. That's going to let the gear pack come down. All right, so we're going to take these out. These are 9/16 of an inch. Hey Warren, am I going to have to take this fender off?
Well, what I'm wondering is if once we loosen it from here,
Yeah.
and this thing, it should be able to drop down.
Oh, really? There's that much clearance?
We'll find out.
Okay.
I've never done that before, so that's
Yep.
one thing we'll have to wade through this just to see.
Yeah.
You know what we have. The other part is, do we just slide it all the way back?
Oh, there you go.
You know.
If there's
to get-
clearance to do that, that might be the ticket.
Yeah, just slide it all the way
Yeah.
back. and-
Okay. Well,
and
we'll
that'd be
take things
good.
apart as we need to. Okay. All right, with those two bolts out, our gear pack drops down out of the way. Now, what we don't know is neither Warren or I have ever done this, so we're going to wade our way through it, as he said. We're going to see if we can't slide this back. So what we're going to do is we're going to retract this ram, and then we will, at that point, it'll be out of the way. We're going to see if we can't slide this right back in there out of the way. We just need to get back to the point where we can work here. We don't know if we can do that. If we can't, then it'll be plan B, which will be remove that fender and drop it down and go out. But this bolt will have to come out of here. So one way or the other, we'll figure it out.
Screwdriver that will take these.
Okay, what we did was we unbolted from here, which you saw. Then we pried it loose. We have it jacked up with the bottle jack. And we also have a jack stand holding everything. And we were able to slide, what would you call this tube?
That's the inner tube and the outer tube.
The inner tube, so with the gear on it.
Yeah.
We were able to slide that backwards. And now we're going to replace these, and we're going to put spacers up here, and we're also going to bend this down.
As you can see right now, you can see how bad that is bent
Yes.
as it comes in there. So we got to get that flattened out. And you can see kind of where the
Yep. And
amount of that
I
thing
think
is
I got
pushed
just
up,
what
put
we
it
need
on
to
there,
do
so-
that. I'll go grab it.
Okay.
So the way that we got this bent back down is we put the 2x4 up here. We took a couple of C-clamps, brought it down as much as we could, but there's not a lot of room to maneuver here. So in the end, we took the crescent wrench, put it on, and helped just bring it to a conclusion, I'd say. The final resting place for this.
And it's a lot squarer.
And that is a lot squarer than what it was. Absolutely, I'm happy with that.
So,
I think we're going to have a resolution. So now with this inner tube out of the way, Warren's going to work some magic with some spacers.
so what we did, because we already have this tube, the inner tube already sucked in, we don't necessarily have to cut the slots like they show on the
Right.
on here. We're just going to
That would be for sliding it in if we
That's-
didn't do what we did.
correct. And remember, when you put them in, because if we were to put this in like this, the inner arm comes out this way. So when you put these slides in, you got to put them in and turn them sideways so
It doesn't
it
kick them
doesn't
out.
kick them out. Absolutely.
And won't draw it in either, right?
Yeah.
Because that could work against you also.
Now it's just getting these in, and
This is the easy part, Warren.
I hope so. Because everything that's easy seems to
Be a task.
be interesting.
If it was easy, Warren, you know the answer to this. Everybody
Okay,
would do
Should
it.
we put one or two in, do you think?
Okay, so, well, the answer is this tube is actually all the way down here. We wouldn't want to make it too tight. But I think one more
So
might
if-
not be a bad idea.
Here's another one, so we're just going to go like this to see if there's another one that can get in there. And you would have,
You know what? I'm thinking too. You want to know why? I think that's going to flex up a little bit.
okay,
And then we're going to be in trouble at that point.
Okay, and we'll go ahead and we'll put 2 of them in there.
The decision has been made. Now, whether it's the right decision or not, we're going to find out. So, of course, these just press in. What would you call them? Rub blocks, or they have a name for them?
For these,
Yeah.
right here, here's the E-Trailer number.
Oh,
They're
there you go.
LCI Universal Slide Out Wears.
Okay.
You can get it from E-Trailer. There's your LCI numbers.
There's your numbers.
Buy 'em.
Okay. Beautiful. So until I talked to Warren, I really didn't have a new avenue that I was going to follow up on. My whole plan, and it was a good one, when I got here, ask someone. That's a good plan. No, when you don't know what you're doing, you can try it, right?
Yep.
But if you can find somebody that's got a handle on it or can figure it out better than you, do that. That's my advice. Do that. Okay, so I'm going to stop it right here, and I'm going to show you when we get all of them in, because it's basically the same thing right around here. Although we're not putting spacers on the side, are we?
No, it
No,
should.
just the tabs.
Yeah, because the reason we don't want to necessarily go on the side is because when you set this thing in, you have that sway, and when that arm comes out, you know, you've got your
You got to
adjustments
have
that
the
you're
play,
gonna
or
do.
you'll be bound up,
You're
right?
going to have some issues that you want to
I
stay away
understand.
from on that.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
and I think we'll be more than fine with 2 of them on the side looking at this. You're going to be just right where you want to be.
Yep, I agree. Well, we'll just follow through.
Because
and-
your other one already had worn completely off.
Yeah,
and
apparently it did, didn't it? Because it was gone. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that.
So what he's talking about is
These
this guy
right-
was going.
Yeah, it must have sheared it enough or worn it down enough where it sheared it completely off, and it was no longer in the.
Now, the thing that comes to mind as you talk about that,
Yes, sir.
this had pressure on it. Remember when we took this piece out up here?
Mm-hmm.
It still had pressure on it. I wonder if that played into that premature wearing of that.
There's no doubt in my mind. There's the pressure that's put on these slides to hold these things up. There's a tremendous amount of pressure that.
Yeah,
goes
I would
on.
imagine, because look at the pivot point way in here
Yeah.
with all of this weight out there.
Yeah. And your fascia holds a lot of that from falling out. You know, that's the responsibility of your fascia as it goes on the inside of it.
Okay,
and that
sure.
part of it too.
Yep.
So it does.
But there's a
help us.
point where your fascia's not up to it.
Yep. And
right?
then it all balances on the pivotal. There's like a plastic.
Yes,
poly.
and we'll
poly
show
thing
that
you
in a
go in
minute.
there.
Yep,
Okay. Look at that.
yep. Hey, you gotta like that. It even sounds good.
So
Warren, it's almost like you know what the hell you're doing. You know?
let's play it and see what happens.
Let's not get too excited just yet, right? We're setting up for premature failure. Yeah.
Okay. So the next thing that we want to do.
So that shouldn't really be bent up like that, right? Or does it? It doesn't matter. I guess that is the angle it wants to be on when it's finally out there. But look at all the pressure that's on that.
Yeah.
We might want to loosen this and bring it over, you think?
Well, what we're going to do is once we get this all set up, we're going to
Adjust
do your
that.
adjustments in your vertical.
Yep.
And then also your horizontal to make sure everything closes as such, as long as well as this thing, you know, closes up. Once that's all set up, you know, you'll have a lot better
Yep.
closure process, I think, when we're said and done.
So, you know what I said earlier about this having pressure on it? It would have had pressure pushing it the opposite way of what would have won that, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, so like this right here, what you want to do is for your sides, you know, if it's 2 fingers on this side, it should be 2 fingers on that side.
Okay, and that
the
means
equal
you're
distance-
centered.
The equal distance for the center for that thing to come in and out.
Yep.
That
And we may not have been there, you know?
might not have been there,
Yep.
correct. But we'll get there when we're all set.
We will. Okay.
All right.
All right, I'm going to shut this down for a few minutes. I don't want to make this a 3-hour video because you people will fall asleep, and I don't blame you. So I just want to get the pertinent information. All we're going to do now is just tie this back together. There's really nothing to see there, and I'll come back and grab you when it becomes really exciting, Warren. I don't know what point that'll be, but we'll be back. So what we're doing is
36 and
half, and that's about right because that other side needs to come out just a little bit. what we're doing is we put our gear pack up only with the rear bolt. The front bolt's out, it drops the gear pack down so that we're not making contact. We're now taking a measurement from here to there on both sides, and we're off about a quarter.
Yep. So I'm going to turn it. If you want to just tell me when
Yep.
we go from here,
Can do.
36 1/4 to 36 1/2.
Yep. I should have a helmet cam. I don't know how I'm going to show this to you. How about that? We got it. All right, go ahead whenever you're ready. A little more, a little more. Right there.
You back off.
It backed off a 16th.
Okay, let me get back in there.
Okay, you went past it, and it came back to a half. We're golden.
We're golden?
Yep.
Okay, here's how I did that. For those that are wondering, I took a
Yep. Show us, Warren. Crescent wrench.
applied it to the cross member bar,
Yep.
and I just went ahead and I turned it until it was in. Then once we replace the front bolt, we'll line up. They should be aligned with the gear packs.
You got
and
it.
the gear counts on either side.
Yep. Sounds good. And we actually mocked teeth the other day, so it'd be pretty easy for us now to count.
Yes.
And what I'm talking about is, I gotta get under here. So what I'm talking about is the other day, we took and counted teeth. I marked it 30, 60, 90, and 120 is right here. So then we counted from 120 how many to the gear pack on both sides. We duplicated that. That way there we don't have to recount everything again and you know where you're at. All right, are we ready to put that other gear pack up, put that bolt in? Okay. Put some light on this. So now that I'm in here and you can see what I'm talking about, we put the rear bolt in, but not the front. Now we're gonna get the gear to fit properly, which we might have to tweak this just a tad to get it in. No good?
I'm just trying to get that gear locked in again and get my.
There you go.
Yeah, we are just at a. It is just so close, but so I'm thinking what would happen is if we go ahead and we lessen
Yep, take a little of the pressure off
pressure
here.
off here. Yeah, let's go up a little bit. And we'll take a little pressure off. and
Okay.
Just play that route. You got to go up first in order for me to get my jack.
You got it. Okay, going up.
Okay. As soon as you have the jack up.
So we're taking pressure off of the
Okay, now
stand.
I'm gonna pull this jack out, so it's all gonna be on yours.
Okay. So now once we've done that, we're going to release and bring this down very easily. Okay, here we come.
Just go ahead and
It's coming down slowly.
Okay, hold on.
Yep, stopped it. I think it just went in, didn't it? No.
No, I got a ways. If we put pressure on here and push it up, put a jack up here and put pressure on here, I wonder if we can. Cause I just, when we let the pressure off, it got. Turn your crank there just a little bit.
Yep, which way you want to go?
Either way. Try the other way.
Okay.
No, try the other way again. Yeah, let's see, now you're turning it. Okay, so go, just turn it back there, because you're turning the actual
Right.
gear.
Well, why don't we let a little, well, if we let more down, no, that's not helping, is it?
Yeah, if we put,
So we got to pick it back up.
if we put pressure on here, if we jack it up right in here, put pressure on here and pick this up, we should be able to set these things in, I would say.
Okay.
Because it's on the, the gear pack. I just,
All right. You don't think we can do it out here?
You can. Yeah, go up. Go up with it.
I've always done it from here before. That doesn't mean it's right.
You got the. Keep going third and wall.
So we should gather a little space at the bottom there. And we are. See it? We're picking up space.
You got to get on that lip.
Yep, and stay on there. How about if we get in
There you
here?
go. There you go.
Okay.
Okay, now can I push it through?
I can see it going in. Okay.
Done. Yeah, and you still got space above there too, which you
Yeah.
want. All right, so now.
Warren, just when you think there's no God, something like this happens, huh?
Oh, there's always a God.
There's always a God.
All right, where's her wretch?
Right here.
There. Okay, so. Okay.
All right, over here. Okay. So, we have a space at the bottom, but we gotta let this down, and that should create the space at the top. And that's gonna keep that on that gear pack. And I think we're gonna have success. I really feel good about it.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Ready to
We're in
come
the
down?
center. Yeah, we're in the center now too.
Okay. All right, as we come down, you're gonna see that space disappear. Okay, let her right down, right?
Yeah, you can let it down.
Yep.
Okay, now we gotta let this one down. We gotta undo those and let this side down.
Okay, right. All right, so now we had pushed this up over here. We're going to now loosen it up.
Because it should rest on this bolt that we previously
That's
had. some
right, we
space
had
on
it.
that one,
Yep.
so.
So the bolt he's talking about here, which is the adjusting bolt.
Faith. What's the matter with you? Faith.
What's the matter with
Lay
you?
down. Lay down.
Faith, that's, come on now, be good. You know Randy. Randy tastes good.
Lick me, see how I taste it.
Randy tastes good. There you go, that sprung up almost all the way.
Yeah. And that's kind of what we wanted there. So,
Yep.
where's my hammer at?
Yeah. What's the matter? Huh? What's the matter? You know Randy. Huh? You're there. You're there. So these are like carriage bolts. That's why Warren's holding it in the back. It's got to get into the groove or it'll just spin on you. Now we might still have some adjustment, but we've got it to the point where we could probably go in and try it.
Yes. And we got this tight. This
Yep.
is tight. That's tight.
Yes,
These are tight. Those two are tight, and that's where it was at before.
correct.
I think we
Whether that's right or wrong,
We'll
it's
have the
back where it
ability to
was. Yep.
see what we
Okay.
got.
Gladys wants to send her that stuff, and she was looking for a phone number.
Oh yeah, we were talking to Gladys last night.
What's her number?
I,
Come on.
I got to look it up.
Oh, you got it.
Ah, come on, Randy, cut me some slack. I've been working with Warren for 2 days.
The only number.
All right, we're
The
gonna.
only number I know by heart.
I don't know it. It's on my phone.
Okay.
All right, we ready to go in?
Yeah, we
All right, here we go. So far, so good. Okay.
That's all the way in.
Yep.
You got a beautiful seal here. Got one here too. And that one looks good too there. Yeah, it's good on there.
So we need to come back out.
I'll come back out.
Hold your breath, boys.
I'm gonna cross my fingers.
Yeah. All of them.
It worked. No pop.
That's what it is. So, you know, as a gear pack, you know, you got a square within a square.
That's it. She's all the way out. So that ran pretty darn good. Almost like it's supposed to. Of course, I'm kidding about that. That's what she's supposed to do. So Warren, would you call this a success?
I would call this a
I would call this a
For
success.
the first time.
Yeah.
I'd run it 3 times.
Yeah. But is there anything, I'm going to close this out. Is there anything that we want to add for information for folks?
Okay, so the key issue when you're done, you should be able to have a measurement from a hard cap to your side, and you know this is about maybe 2 1/4 inches because you want this centered inside of your coach's cavity. So we've got about that much. We're going to go to the
Okay,
other side.
check
make
the
sure
other
that-
side.
And we're at the same.
We're looking
about
pretty
the
good. We're
same-
about center.
Yeah, you're about the center in that.
So that
that's
means
exactly-
this way.
This way, it's inside
good.
of the box.
Now we
And
brought it in, and we're touching good on the side, on both sides for our seal here, right?
Correct. Yes, and you want at least 50% or better. You know, 50% is, you know, when it compresses 50% like that, you know, we have it almost at 100% where it's completely squashed.
Okay.
But 50% will still block water coming out and stuff like that. You know, that. Things you want to look for like this.
Oh, I
right
just
here,
saw that,
you
yeah.
Just must have a screw or something that it caught on eventually, or it hung up on something
I
that it
think it's
grabbed.
coming right here.
and it
See, it's
poked
got
it.
this cross piece coming in right here.
Yep. So just take a look at those elements as you go in. Everything else, you know, looks fairly good.
So
they've
I
had
think we can
problems
wrap
with it.
this up then, Warren. You did an excellent job,
It's
and
up to you.
it couldn't have been any better. So until the next time, thanks for stopping by FergTV, and we'll see you on the next one.